He originally wanted his son-in-law Charlie to help arrange a venue in the brilliant clubhouse, and by the way, he could also make himself pretentious. But he didn't expect that Mei Qing's son solved the matter directly, which is really extraordinary. So, Jacob hurriedly made an inviting gesture and said, "Come on, Mei Qing, get in the car." Mei Qing thanked him, and gracefully sat in the co-pilot of Jacob's BMW 5 Series. As Jacob drove towards university, he couldn't help but sigh. "You have been away for more than 20 years and haven't come back again?" Mei Qing said, "I have been back to China, Suzhou, but I have never returned to Orus Hill." Jacob hurriedly asked, "Isn't it because of that incident that you didn't return to Orus Hill?" Mei Qing said seriously, "Half and half. On the one hand, because of the previous incident, I don't want to come back to face the memories. On the other hand, I have no relatives in Orus Hill, and my old classmates have not been in contact for a long time. So I never came back." Jacob nodded, thinking of the last time when the classmates' reunion. Many classmates used their previous relationship with Mei Qing and Elaine to tease them. Therefore, he said to Mei Qing seriously, "Mei Qing, we have a party today. Maybe those old classmates will tease us about what we have done in the past. Don't take it too seriously. It's a bit old and rude." Mei Qing smiled and said, "As long as it's not distorting the facts, it doesn't matter if they make a joke. If I'm afraid of them ridicule, how can I bring these classmates together? Everyone hasn't seen each other for more than 20 years. What's the point of teasing me?" When they arrived at university, Jacob parked his car in the parking lot at the entrance of the school and walked into the school side by side with Mei Qing. Classes are taking place in the school, so the campus is very quiet. The two of them were walking on the concrete road of the campus. Jacob introduced to Mei Qing next to him, saying, "In fact, our school has been rebuilt and renovated several times over the years, and it is no longer what it looked like in the past. It's broken." "Yes." Mei Qing couldn't help but sighed. "I remember that our school had only one cement road back then. That is the road that came in from the school gate. The other roads were paved with slag ash, and sometimes the school let the local students from home bring some burnt briquettes to pave the road. The road was very muddy when it rained. At that time, it was very disgusting, but now that I think about it, I still miss it." "Yes, yes, yes," Jacob said with a smile. "I used to bring burnt briquettes from home to the school. Do you remember that the school had a sports meeting that year? As a result, the track in our school's playground was too bad. Just start, we tried every means to get more materials that could be used to pave the road." Mei Qing smiled and said, "Of course I remember. At that time you paid for me, brought a lot of male students, and bought burnt briquettes everywhere in the city by pushing a tricycle." With that said, Mei Qing looked at Jacob's eyes with ambiguous brilliance, and said with emotion, "I remember that at that time you drove a lot of cars to the school. Later, half of the entire playground track was covered. The people you brought spread out, so the teachers and the school value you very much and made you the president of our school." "Yes." Jacob rubbed his hands with some embarrassment, and said, "Dedication was popular at that time." Mei Qing nodded, and sighed, "Oh, you were really heroic at that time, and countless girls admired you very much. I remember the girls who liked you in school at the time. That was really a long line." Jacob blushed and said cheerfully, "At that time, there were more boys who liked you. I can't count the number of them." Mei Qing smiled indifferently. "It's all the old calendar. No matter how many people like you, it's useless. Many people just think of you as a passing moment. When they like you, they like it, but when they turn their heads, they forget." At this time, Jacob pointed to a small park on the campus and said, "This used to be a big forest. In the evening, many students fell in love, and those who have S3X will come here for dates. We also often came here at that time. Do you remember?" Mei Qing, who had always been calm, blushed immediately when he said this. How could she not remember that wood? Back then, it was the holy place where many wild ducks from the school met, and Jacob and she had visited many times. At that time, everyone was in this small forest, but they were really relaxed. Once they were in love, they felt that they could do everything with their loved ones. In addition, in that era, there was no other place to go, so everyone came here, and everyone was not surprised. But think about it now. The young people back then were quite open-minded, and they were much bolder than the young people now.